Hello there, Boots Owen here. This is a septic tank and I've been asked to have a look in it because there was definitely roots in it. We've cleared back all of this New Zealand flax from both sides and there was briars all over it. We think it's working fine, but we're going to lift the lid on it and have a look. It took a few hours to clean it off and it's not a particularly fun job, but it's not particularly dirty either. But what's in here could be treasure or it could be a disaster. I think I was in here about 14 years ago. The things we do, eh? Quick buddy. We lift off this one. Come back to me now. No, you just stand back because I don't. This is all particularly. Pretty good. One of these pleasant jobs. So if you don't like it, turn away now. That's the outfall there. You can see there's bubbles and treasure in there. And it seems to be about the height of the outfall, so it doesn't seem to be blocked in any way. It looks like it's just a block on the flat. I don't know if there's chambers in it until I lift off this, but what I was worried about is stuff like that down there, the root coming in, because there was these rhizomes of this fella here growing right over the top of this corner. But they don't seem to have penetrated in any way that's bad. Like there's little roots in there. I think we'll do okay. So we'll get, I'll slide this panel I'm standing on here back and up onto the panel adjacent. I'll have a look into it and then I'll sweep off the edges and put it back together, I think. I'm kind of happy with that. Avert your eyes if it's not your cup of tea. So the piece over here is a junction that should have a vent coming up, and there was another junction put in as a vent, but it had fallen off because I think the whole top of it had shifted somewhat. Now that's the best part of 3 foot deep, I'd say. It's actually quite clear. There's no big. There's actually nothing in it. It's just a tank by the looks of things. Doesn't seem to be a wall, and it doesn't seem to be. There's a bit of flax root there. Flax leaf. A bit of tissue. The bottom seems to be actually really quite clean. What's that fellow? Some kind of bit of mud. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't need to be there. Smelly, yeah. It's not got a big layer of crust or anything underneath, or it's not got a layer of crust at the top, and it's not got a layer of stuff at the bottom. It's just water, really. It's not water; it's toilet water. But I think it only takes toilet water and maybe bath water. I don't think it takes washing machine water. We're getting little bits of oil film coming up there through it. There's a floating snail, another wipe. It all actually looks really good. I can feel something down there in the bottom, but it's just a block or something. A bit of stone maybe or something like that. The level of the water is at the level of the bottom here of the outlet. So it looks like, because it goes over through there and then down a pipe, it looks about right that. There's a couple of floating treasures in here, which are a bit disgusting looking, but they're as likely to be mine as yours, aren't they, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit of roots, look.
Ew.
What's that from?
Flax root?
I don't know what it is, it's a flax leaf. Some roots. Underneath I could see in back underneath, and there's a load of floating Floating logs. I think we're doing okay here. What's that? It's a bit of something. If people throw things down the toilet that shouldn't be going down them, wind up in this tank. There's tissue there, but that's what you'd expect. It all looks pretty good. Really is just a septic tank. It's not really, could be a digester or something like that, but I thought there was meant to be a number of compartments in a digester. There isn't in this. Don't get me splash that on you, buddy. Right, put that out of the way. Right, I'm going to lift this lid back over, and then the lid that's here I think is in the wrong place by an inch or two. We'll sort out the other lids and then get this lid back into its place. There's a captain log floating along there. It's gross. Gross. Yeah, roots. There's some roots, not much, like they are roots. See, they're from briars, brambles. Right, let's have a poke here because this is where it all falls in.
This is where it starts. Just have a little run back.
That all seems pretty good. That's pretty good. There's nothing in there. Toilet paper. Poo.
And water.
And water.
And for Daddy, it looks swamp green.
Swamp green?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit swamp green. I presume those slabs are reinforced. I don't know that they are. This tank could be 40 years old. If it's a day. Oh, better. Done. How long did that take? 20 minutes? 25? 20 minutes. 19 and a bit. So in there. That's pretty well lined up, and so that orange junction there will go in just as a vent. It doesn't need to be a junction, but then the pipe comes out and drops about 18 inches and then goes off in that direction to a soak away, I presume. But given that it works, I'm not gonna trouble. It could be full of roots, but it's certainly drawn the water away, so I'm gonna not worry about that. Now, well, yeah, a soak away is where the water goes. It just soaks away. So we have a piece of chalk, and I'll try and describe what I think is happening here. It's not very complicated. If you imagine a section through this rather than what you see here, this pipe goes down, and there's a pipe coming in over here, and it drops down. So the waste comes in and goes down into the tank, and this is just for air coming up here. Can you see over there? Pan over here a little bit. It's exactly the same thing on the other side. the effluent. Get that camera back a bit further.
So Daddy, are you imagining that but standing up?
I imagine like we've cut a slice through the tank, so now we're looking down into it, a section. Cut a slice through the tank, then fold that slice out like this. Fold it out like that.
I'm imagining if you just put that up.
Yeah, well, I'd really be putting this bit here down. That's a bit wobbly there. I don't really like that. I wonder, there's a bit of slate somewhere, you said, wasn't there? Here it is. Put a bit of slate in under that to stop it wobbling. Stop it wobbling on our feet. Yeah, that's better. So stand back here with me. So the effluent comes in here from the toilet, and the water level should be to the bottom of this pipe, the invert, or slightly below it. Well, actually, that's wrong. The effluent should be at the invert. That's the bottom level of the outlet pipe. So that should be your water level there. It just so happens, I think, that it's not 100% well built, or time has taken its toll on it. So it should be a bit below the level of the invert to let the water come in, so that you don't ever have a backwater. Effluent comes in, solids drop down, and in theory make a big heap underneath it, but it seems a lot of it tends to float as well. Makes its way over time across the tank, across the bottom of the tank. Magic happens and stuff gets digested, and then you get this grey, horrible water coming through. Although by the time it gets to the other end, you're not going to drink it, but it's not that bad. And then it goes down and comes up the pipe and out that pipe I showed you over there at the other end.
The outlet.
Up at the outlet, that's right. You've got your words right. And so in this case it's really simple. Some of them have baffles in them. So the effluent will come in to the chamber, and there'll be a wall like that, and it'll be slightly below the water level, but any solids will get caught here, and then the water will go over the top of that wall, and there could be 2 or 3 of them, but this one isn't like that, and it is the way it is. Well, I wasn't able to feel anything there. I think if there was, I would have felt it.
Daddy, but I was thinking they would go on every crack.
Every crack, yeah, there could have been a wall on every crack, but sure, you saw inside, this is just a big open tank. What would that be? It's getting on for about 8 foot by 4 foot, or maybe a metre by 2 and a bit meters long. You could have a good bath in it. Seems to be working anyways, and
but if you had a bath in it, it would be pretty EU because it would have poo all around.
You'd have to be swimming with little floaters. Yes, you would. It'd be pretty gross. Right. Septic tank stories, please. This is a success as far as I'm concerned. I've exposed what has been hidden for 14 years, and it seems that I don't need to do any more other than look at it. And as far as septic tanks go, but one of the reasons I've opened it as well, further up the line, it's got at least 100 foot of travel from a house to here. It wasn't going down right, and that's always a clue. In the toilet, and the bath was making a gurgling noise. I opened the first inspection cover from the house, and there was a backlog there, and I just pulled out a grass root that was gone down because it's the same thing as concrete lids on a concrete box. There's no fancy plastic bends or anything in this system. It's so old. They just use straight runs of pipe and put in cement, curved the cement as the bend. In the first one, there was a backlog, and I pulled out a root, and the whole thing just cleared. So there was one little root, just like those roots I pulled out there, nothing major, but one root with one thing behind it led to 2 things behind that, and then 4 things behind that, and suddenly your 4-inch pipe's blocked. Well, that's cleared itself, but I just have inspected the rest of it, and now I've inspected this, and I'm quite comfortable that hopefully I won't be back here for 14 odd years, and that'll do me nicely. I'm sure you've got questions about stories about septic tanks. I think everybody knows something about them. Leave them in the comments somewhere down there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
Put your hand a bit further down. Down a bit. Thanks for watching. See you later.